Okay, this is just going to be me reacting to a segment from Vegan Gains live stream on YouTube. So just to say, it's a live stream and I'm responding to it. So it's not like he's put the video out. Okay, so if Vegan Gains watches this and he's like, I'm not happy with this, can you delete it? I'll delete it. And also, I just want to say, so Vegan Gains, right? You probably know him. For some reason, he does these like great live streams. Like, I'm obviously not a vegan, but that kind of makes it better. And I don't agree with most of his politics, and that kind of makes it better too. It's a kind of a good watch. It's like sometimes it's kind of boring, low energy, but sometimes it's just really good. And he has like some of the best trolls ever, who it seems just like have infinite money and sit and just send him the most fucked up requests. It's a good live stream. Check it out. You might like it. It's like good background noise, you know. Put it on the background and do stuff. It's good. Okay, with that out of the way, I'm going to respond to Vegan Gains talking about women and violent relationships.
Understand had women.
Oh, I need to check that fucking audio though. Jesus, it's going to be too loud. Let's try that. It's a guess.
And who experience that like their mothers. So they experience that in tandem with their mothers. So they have a better understanding of how abuse works, how the cycle of abuse works, how women typically go back to their abusers.
Vast majority of cases, women go back to their abusers because they want to be abused. Women.
But that's pretty controversial because he said the vast majority, but I'd say what he's saying here is kind of correct if you say like some or a lot of. Vast majority, I don't know. But the thing is, like, what I like about Vegan Gains is he's got like no filter. Doesn't give a shit and says what he's thinking, and there's some truth when he says this, I think.
Have this like weird thing where they're attracted to violence. They just are. They're attracted to aggressive, violent men who are dangerous.
And I think like anyone that's been in the world for a while will know that there is some women that are definitely attracted to violent, criminal, even aggressive dudes. Like, it's a fact.
And then they get this like thought in their head that, oh, I can fix him. I know he loves me deep down. So women, like a lot of women just have a fantasy of being around an aggressive, violent man, and, you know, ideally in their heads, their ideal partner.
I'd say like they will have a fantasy about it. I mean, I don't want to get demonetized, but there's been research into this, you know, about what women's fantasies are. Fantasies is different from what do I actually want in my life, though.
They'd be able to control them so that they're not violent and aggressive and dangerous around them. So, vast majority of cases, women end up staying and getting back with these partners because that's just what they're attracted to. And, like, again...
Well, like, maybe initially attracted to, but also, like, once they're in that relationship, there's something more going on of why they go back. I'm not saying, like, they're going back because of kids or because of just financial, to share a house or whatever. There can be something more to why people stay in these kind of abusive relationships. It's not so much just because they're still attracted to that. Do you know what I mean?
It's their choice to do it. And a lot of people don't want to fucking acknowledge that, and then they come up with all these like weird ideas about, oh, they're being controlled and manipulated in some way, and like there's, I don't know, something being held over their head that's being that's compelling them to stay.
Like, what can be being held over their head is something like they're married, and there could be in a culture where it's not cool to fail your marriage. Another thing could be kids. Another thing can just be fear. Like, I'm not an expert on this, but I'm guessing like there'll be some men who are like, you don't leave me, or I'll do this. I'll beat you up, or I'll burn a house down, or something. So fear and stuff can keep people in this kind of shit too, right?
Very rarely is that ever the case. These women are just simply attracted to violent, aggressive men.
Women are definitely attracted. Some women are definitely attracted to violent men.
And they just want to believe that they're going to be able to control that violent, aggressive man so that they're not dangerous around them anymore.
You know, like when it comes to initial attraction, they're maybe not even thinking that far. It's like just primal attraction, you know, like what you're attracted to, you're attracted to. You don't really think too far down the road, I think.
And I mean, you can see, like, there's so many fucking, like, documentaries, like, on Netflix that you can see. There's a whole series of, like, worst exes or something on Netflix. Like, video after video after video in this documentary series, they'll talk about this dude who was, like, this serial abuser and criminal. Like, there's this guy who had a bunch of guns, knives, he had a long criminal history with, like, drug dealing and shit. And these women would have, like, a friend group where they'd all know that their friend was getting beaten by this one man. And then they'd end up breaking up. And then their friend would end up dating the dude that they knew was being violent and abusive to their friend.
And I don't doubt that at all. I mean, I don't know exactly where he's getting this from, or not checked the Netflix stuff, but there's going to be like a subset of women that are attracted to this kind of shit. And they're going to be attracted to these groups, or they're going to be attracted to just, okay, like for example, let's just go to the absolute extreme, right? When you got like serial killers and stuff and they finally get caught, yeah? And they end up in jail and they've done like horrendous shit, you know, like the ultimate horrendous shit. They get loads of letters from, love letters from women, and often end up like marrying these like women who have like give them love letters, you know? There's definitely a certain subsection of women that are attracted to this, and I don't know if it's like completely true. I can't tell you the source. I can't remember, but there's something I was watching, and they were talking about like true crime stuff on YouTube and shit, and that like more women watch it than men. Like on YouTube, it's mostly men watch YouTube, I think. But this kind of real crime sort of stuff, like women have some kind of attraction to watching that.
They go into these relationships knowing these men are violent and abusive, and they've even, like, the guy even, like, beat their own personal friend and went to jail for it. And they still date the guy.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
So you can't fucking tell me that these women aren't just simply attracted to this sort of thing. They clearly fucking are. It's not every case.
Yeah, they can be attracted to it, but then once they're in a relationship and it gets abusive, then why they're not leaving can, I think, be different. Not in all cases, but it can be different.
Certainly are cases where women are in some way being manipulated to stay in these relationships, but vast majority of cases, these women are just simply attracted to violent, aggressive men, and that's why they get into these relationships in the first place.
Yeah, it can be definitely why they get in the relationships in the first place. Only thing I disagree with is when he says like the vast majority. I'm sure even there'll be women that are a little bit attracted to like these bad boys who are a bit violent, but they're not going to go as far as like getting into a relationship with them. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but it's when you say vast majority, I think that's could be an overstep. You could say the vast majority of women are attracted maybe to violent or aggressive men, but do the vast majority actually end up dating them?
And again, a lot of the time they know these men are violent and aggressive. And it's especially easy to know these days because you can, like social media, you can just easily Google somebody, find out their criminal history, you can find out who they're dating before and shit. And they get into these relationships anyway, and then they end up complaining that they're being abused. Like, you knew they were abusive, so it's just stupid. It's not an...
I can sort of understand the kind of being attracted to the wrong person for you kind of thing, because for me, like, I've been out with some girls that are really nice, and I kind of get bored, and I'm kind of more attracted to, like, for want of a better word, bitches. I don't know what it is. Yeah, like just crazy bitches. It's something wrong with me, but you know, like I'm learning that, and I've learned it a little bit, and I can see, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna go there, sort of thing.
Excuse to abuse women, obviously. Like, if you like hit or attack your partner, like, you should go to jail for that.
Yeah,
I'm not
so.
saying men should get away with abusing women, but yeah, no. These women are just attracted to that sort of thing.
I've said this before on the channel, so older subscribers might have heard this, but I was at a party once, and like when I've had a few beers out, sometimes just to say what's on my mind. I can say what's on my mind anyway sometimes. And there's this woman there, like a friend of mine, and she's with her new boyfriend, and there's a few couples there, and I don't know, but she started saying something about like, yeah, all men are abusive or something, and all men like abuse their partners, like, and I was like, well, her boyfriend's right next to her, like, does he? And she's like, new boyfriend. She's like, no. And I asked a few of the guys, and the girls, like, does your boyfriend hit you? No. And she's like, well, my last 5 boyfriends were like physically abusive. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not abusive. The other guys in this room are not abusive. Your new boyfriend isn't abusive. If your last 5 boyfriends have been abusive, maybe the problem's you. Like, not as in like it's your fault, but like you're seeking out the wrong dudes. There's something that you can change, because to have 5 abusive guys in a row, and I think the wrong thing I said is like, you're clearly sort of subconsciously like attracted to these kind of people who do this to you, or you bring that behavior out as well somehow. Anyway, she's fucking crying and shit. Boyfriend's pissed off with me, fucking everyone's pissed off with me. She's like hysterically bawling and shit. I get kicked out of the party. Not the first party I've been kicked out of, by the way, but was I right? I don't know. I think I was right. If I've had like the last 5 partners of mine have done something that's not normal, I'm gonna think, well, I'm the common denominator. I'm attracted to this particular type of woman, or I'm allowing them to do this, or I'm bringing it out somehow. That's what I would think. And I talked to my sister about this, because like she's a female that was going to talk to me about something like this, and I was like, what do you think of this, you know? And she said, yeah, like she's had some friends who's the same. All their boyfriends are just fucking complete dickheads who like end up being abusive. And her thing was like, it's because those women are just into that. That's not into being abused, obviously, but just go for this kind of man, you know?
And you can see men do the same thing. Like, look at Fresh and Fit. They complain about all these women who are doing sex work and are like whores, like...
Yeah, man, Fresh and Fit, like pure toxic content. Like, I don't watch it. I've seen some like clips of them, that's it. But yeah, it's basically like these guys just getting a bunch of like OnlyFans women around a table and just like abusing them and shit. And obviously what the women get out of that is that they get exposure for new customers on OnlyFans. And then these guys get to sort of like go, yeah, look, all modern women are like this, when it's not the case, you know? Yes, absolute toxic content, but you know, it works, it makes money, whatever.
Fuck, you know, hundreds of dudes and shit. Well, what do? They end up getting these fucking OnlyFans models on their fucking YouTube channel, and then they end up dating them. And they even go out of their way to go on like these sugar daddy websites and hook up with women who again are massive fucking
Yeah, there's something really weird about this, like shaming these like kind of OnlyFans or sugar daddy. What do you call them? What do you call them? You know. And then also being really into it. It's like they're ashamed of what they're into or something. The whole thing's a fucking tox. It's psychic pollution, basically.
whores. They literally are professional whores, and they fuck hundreds of fucking dudes. And these same women that these dudes are complaining about for being like overly promiscuous, vapid, money-hungry gold diggers, they end up dating those same women.
And not just that, like the guys that probably watch Fresh and Fit, like not all of them, you know, but a lot of the guys that'll be watching Fresh and Fit, go, yeah, look at these dumb who's, right? They're gonna be going, oh, but that one's pretty, and then going on their OnlyFans website and giving them whatever money to look at them, you know, to see where the sun doesn't shine, right?
And it's just because that's what they're attracted to. There's a difference between what you would consciously consider an ideal relationship and what you're actually attracted to.
And that's like a bit of truth, like from Vegan Gains there. Like I think he's only really had one like proper relationship, but I guess he learned a bit from it. Yeah, like what you'd want in a relationship can often be not what you're unconsciously attracted to. And I think as the older you get, maybe, or the more experience you've had, the more times you've been burned or whatever, you might start realizing that and going, well, yeah, I'm attracted to that, but I'm not going to go there. Because obviously, like you said, the two different things, what you can be attracted to unconsciously, might not be the best thing for a relationship, you know?
So if you ask any women, would you want to date a guy who's abusive, they're going to say no, obviously, because the idea of being abused
Exactly.
isn't good. But it's what they're actually attracted to. They want somebody who will hit them.
You know, the strangest thing, right? Like, so one of the things with me is like people tell me stuff because I don't tell other people stuff. I'm telling the whole world now, but someone tells me something, I just don't tell anyone else, no matter what it is, big or small, irrelevant or not relevant. I just sort of go, okay, well, they told me, that's it. And for some reason, this makes people tell me stuff, like just strangers and shit. And I remember it's like a long time ago, man. Like I was literally like 17, right? And I was on a train in Europe, doing like the Euro rail thing, and I'm talking to this woman, right? Because I just talk to people on the train, and like she's like English, and she's, I don't know, she's going somewhere, and like she was like fully just falling in love with this guy and stuff, and she's like going on and on about this guy and how great it was, and she'd found her soulmate and stuff. But she kept saying this weird thing, like, and you know, like if he beat me, I'd stay with him. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But she keep going, yeah, like even if he hit me, I'd stay with him. Like it was like an obsession with her. Like even if he was violent to me, I'd stay with him. It's almost like you said it like way too many times now. Is this some kind of, is there something going on subconsciously here where it's like, I don't know. So it's for another video. But I remember that even though it was a long time ago, just thinking, yeah, there's something else going on here when you're saying that again and again.
Like, it's just the way it is. And, like, same with dudes. Like, dudes will say, oh, I want a woman who's loyal and caring and isn't just with me for money, and then they end up dating literal whores.
Well, that's kind of like me without it being literal whores. But yeah, what I'm attracted to is probably not what's going to be ideal and what I would need in a relationship. So I'm with them there, and I think many people around the world are like that. There's some people that are lucky and they've kind of sorted it out in their head or something, and it all goes well for them. But I think, what would Vegan Gains say? The vast majority, I don't think it's the vast majority, but I think a lot of us sort of end up getting attracted to the people that we probably shouldn't be attracted to if we want to have a relationship with them.
Who go on sugar daddy websites and get paid money to date and have sex with dudes.
Yeah, and another thing with that Fresh and Fit stuff, right? If they're talking about like, we use these sugar daddy videos, remember, like these guys, I'm guessing like everyone on YouTube, it's all about like plugging and shit like that. They're probably getting some kickback from some sugar daddy website because it's like they're advertising it to however many millions of people watch their trash podcast, right? So you got to think of that too. Yeah, there might be being hypocrites and like using it for the real purpose of the website, but it also could just be partly, hey dudes, if you mention our sugar daddy website like 4 times in your podcast or something, we'll give you like fucking 10,000 whatever.
And they're complete gold-digging whores, even though they literally told you they want the exact opposite. But it's just what they're attracted to. They're attracted to whores. They're attracted to very promiscuous women. So this is just all coat bullshit. I don't know why people, it's hilarious. Like, the field of psychology and shit is just so polluted by nonsense.
Yeah, like psychology, like it's kind of pretending to be like a science when a lot of the people talk about it, but all these psychology people disagree with each other. It's full on dark arts, shamanism, kind of reaching to understand how people think, and it's completely wrong a lot of the time, I think. But you can look at some things kind of objectively and go, okay, if this woman has got with 5 guys that are beating her, either she is attracted to the wrong kind of guy, or something about her attracts the wrong kind of guy, or she brings something out in guys. It could be a mixture of all 3. But what's going to stop her getting beaten from her 6th boyfriend? It's going to have to be something she's going to change, right?
There's no very rarely is there ever any manipulation and all.
I know, like financial manipulation, kids manipulation, as in like, in some countries, like unlike Canada, don't have like a safety net. If a woman has got some kids and she leaves the breadwinner, the father who maybe owns a house or something, she might be completely fucked and the kids might starve. Like almost literally, right? So there can definitely be like way more than just what he's saying.
All these complicated theories they come up with, why these women date these men, it's because that's what they're attracted to. Like, get the fuck.
So yeah, number one, some women are attracted to this kind of dude, or get bored in a relationship that isn't full of drama. That's another thing. I don't know, what's the third thing? It was on my head, but it's gone.
Fuck over it.
Yeah, the third thing is like when people are in like I mean, everyone here's probably been in a relationship that wasn't good, but they were sort of hung on because they think maybe it's gonna go good again, or they're just kind of like fucked in the head and they're kind of trapped in like a loop for whatever reason. And I think in abusive relationships, verbally abusive or emotional blackmail abusive or physical abusive, I'm sure that those like kind of mind loops, it's like a big reason why people don't leave. Like the bald frog thing as well. Like it might not just be like that in the first year. It might just start getting a little bit more, and you have a reality drift where if it had been like that, after a couple of months you'd have said fuck off. But it's a couple of years now and you like find yourself in this really weird situation, and for whatever reason you don't feel like you can leave for whatever reason. And it's weird because like I've kind of been in those things, well, pretty much once I've been in it, and like when I left it was like, holy shit, it's like amazing, just this amazing feeling of like, I don't know, like an animal that's been in a cage is just being let out into like a big open field full of fucking daisies and shit.
Woman benching 435 pounds. She's stronger than you.
Well, she's not. This is equipped.
So yeah, like I don't disagree with what Vegan Gains is saying in essence. I disagree with like him saying that the vast majority of women are like this.
Yeah, that's an equipped meat.
Alright, so I think that's the end of the video. Yeah, go check out Vegan Gains live streams. I like them. The trolls are funny. It's good background shit. There's like details in the description to find it.